Hi, I'm RAJI AHSAN. I'm a teacher, a writer, and an actor exploring human connection. I believe that we are a culture that is unfortunately plagued by fear and disconnection, and so with this show, the RAJI AHSAN Show, I want to ask how can we connect again to each other and to ourselves. This is the RAJI AHSAN Show. Today, on the 25th episode of the RAJI AHSAN Show, I'm bringing back a very, very special guest, Julia Murney. In 2006, I was 16 years old and I saw the national tour of Wicked, and Julia Murney played Elphaba. And that moment was a defining moment for me in discovering what it is I wanted to do with my future. And she has become a friend, a guide, and she is an incredible, incredible person. In 2000, I want to say 17 or 18, she came on the first iteration of this show, Making Brews and Paying Dues, and she was a fan favorite. She was a host favorite too. We had a great time. And so I am so happy to have her back. And on this episode of the show, in the Zoom call that we had, I presented a few quotes to her from her first appearance. And I said, "So you said this. How do you feel now? And can we dive deeper?" In this conversation that I'm going to show you today, we dig deeper into just one of those quotes. And she shares with us that she believes that we are never alone. On our crappiest days, we feel that we are alone and that no one has felt as bad as we do. And that's not true, and she shares why. She also shares a philosophy in her life that she has already survived her worst day. What she thought was going to be the worst day of her life, she's already survived it. And so chances are that will happen again for her and for you and me. Enjoy. Okay, you said we have to understand that we are not alone. We think on our crappiest day, we think no one else feels this crappy on our crappiest day. That's true. That's just, I love that quote. It's true. No one feels that. I mean, no one is alone. We all feel crappy. So, my question for you is why do our brains automatically go to no one feels as bad as I do? I'm so alone. If we're not, why do our brains go there?
I mean, I don't know. I think on the one hand, it's just sort of there's something inherently human about this. May not be the case, but I was talking about this earlier with someone. Like maybe there's the part where you feel like no one else has felt as poorly as you feel because somewhere you don't want someone else to ever feel as poorly as you feel on that day.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I mean, we were having a discussion earlier. I had my first in-person theater audition yesterday.
Oh my
Was
gosh.
anxiety filled. And I'll bring you back to the body image. I was in the bathroom getting ready and I was putting on makeup and I had on my dress, and one of the casting people who I know came in to use the bathroom and we were chatting a little bit. And I said something about, and we were talking about how like weird it all is. And I was like, I feel a little up here. And like this dress shrank. So I don't know. That dress did not shrink. And I looked around and I went, fun fact, the dress didn't shrink. And I still fit into it, but it's like real booby. And I got a lot of that. And and then to be perfectly honest, uh, she said to me, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, we all feel that too behind the table. We know it's strange and we're wearing masks and you're not, and like all of that. And I was like, so if that makes you feel any better, and I was putting on eyeliner, I was like, yeah, I know. And completely without warning, I started to cry.
Yep.
And so then you're like, now I'm embarrassed because I'm crying in front of her and I'm trying to put on eyeliner. I have makeup on. Don't screw your makeup up. And your dress is tight. And and I wasn't like, whoa, it wasn't like that. It's just like my
Sure.
eyes started stinging, like
Yeah,
that
yeah, 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 yeah.
tears
Did you feel
cry.
any? Did you feel any tension in the throat?
A little bit, a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I don't even know if she caught it or not. I really don't know. But because it was after I was like, yeah, I know. And she's like, okay, well, we'll see you in there. I was like, okay. And as soon as she walked out, then I blinked so that the tears would get out of my eyeballs.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so
Body image.
I saw,
Yeah.
so the body image part is about the dress shrinking, quote unquote. But but I was sitting out there, and a girlfriend of mine who I was so happy to see, and who I knew I would see at this audition. I absolutely was like, oh, she'll be there. There's no question. And she was. Um, we were talking about feelings of being back, frankly, and feelings of feeling feelings about it, and what does it mean, and what do I desire, and all that sort of stuff. And she said to me, I feel exactly the way you feel, what you're talking about. And
Mm,
to the original point, I said, I don't want you to feel anxiety, but it makes me feel so much better to know that you do. Because someone that I respect and love, someone I love as a human and respect as an artist, is saying, is validating, I guess,
yeah.
the freak show that I'm feeling right now. And it makes me feel less alone.
Mm, it makes me
I don't
feel
want
less
her to
alone.
feel that. I would prefer for her to just feel aces. But the
Yeah.
kicker of it is none of us feel great all of the time. There's no percentage of a day you're not faking something. Probably. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, because there are certain parts of my day where I feel really calm and really confident and maybe even optimistic.
Mm,
But there are other parts of the day in the same day in which I feel a little panicky, a little terrified, and a little, well, what difference does it make?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The
A
end
little
game.
human.
Yeah, a little human.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I feel like maybe that's part of, because we get in our brains. I mean, and this, I think this feeling has existed far longer than social media has existed, but
Sure.
we get into our brains that everybody's good but me.
Mm,
My more recent thing is the feeling of I have already survived my worst day. I have already survived what I thought was the worst day of my life
oh wow.
multiple times. Because in my life, I have had multiple days where I have thought, this is the
It,
worst day of my life.
it cannot get worse than
I am
this.
the most heartbroken I've ever been. I am the most bereft I've ever been. I'm the most lost I've ever been. But here I am today, and I get to chat with my friend. This is a good day. So I've already survived it. So if I've survived that again and again and again, chances are I get to survive the next one too.
Cut.
Good.
You and I and Julia will continue to survive what we think are our worst days. And so I want to do a simple breath exercise. And I want you to hold the thought, I have survived and I will survive. I want you to hold that thought. We're going to breathe in for 5, out for 5, 3 times. I want you to place your hand on your stomach to focus your breath. And if you need to breathe out, do it now. Close your eyes, hold the thought, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, last time. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have survived, and you will survive. I want to thank you for your time. This is the last episode of the first season of the RAJI AHSAN show. I'm going to take a break for a couple of months, and I'll return at the top of next year with a new iteration of whatever the show is going to be. And I hope to see you there then. I want to thank you all for tuning in for the past 25, and I specifically want to thank Julia for being the special guest on this 25th episode. It's very meaningful to me, and I know to those of you who love her as well. Thank you for your time, and I will see you soon.